Hi, my name is Jeff Hewitt, and we are here today to talk about the all-new three-row Cadillac VISTIQ. So if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, make sure you come down to Brian Cullen Motors at 386 Ontario Street in St. Catharines, and don't forget to click on the link below for your YouTube incentive. So this is the new 2026 Cadillac VISTIQ. This is a new three-row, available in 6 or 7 passenger, all-electric vehicle offering from Cadillac. Really quite spectacular. We'll just get a few of the numbers out of the way real quick here. It offers you about 491 kilometers of range on a full charge. It has 615 horsepower, pushing all of this weight and you down the road. Amazing 3.7 second 0 to 60 time. Not only is this a great people mover, this thing performs. Let me bring it around the side here just to show you a little bit more about what's all new about this car. Come over here. So the first thing that I noticed about VISTIQ when I saw it for the very first time was the size. It's actually kind of an interesting size. It's like a 7/8 version of an Escalade, where, you know what, it's not that full-size SUV that some people find a little overwhelming or cumbersome. This is actually just a little bit smaller. It's about 1.5 feet shorter than an Escalade, yet it's bigger than the vehicle it replaces. You can see another video that we're gonna have about XT6 versus VISTIQ and some of the differences, but this vehicle overall grew a little bit in every single dimension. Most importantly, the wheelbase really grew to give you an amazing EV ride that you just can't get in older versions of a vehicle like this. But being a 6-passenger or a 7-passenger, you do have a choice in the second row. It really fills out nicely. The other thing I really love about this new version is, notice the 21-inch wheels. They're standard equipment and they look proportional for the size of the vehicle. This is what I would call to be a mid-size SUV. It is all-wheel drive. It has lots of performance to it, and it's just absolutely stunning in this red tint coat paint. Come around the back and let's show you where VISTIQ is really improving. So like I said, this is just about 17 feet long, which gives you some great cargo room and cargo value. So if we open up the rear hatch here, you just do it by pushing on the emblem itself. Of course, you've got your remote. You can also do, so this is with all 3 rows fully up. You still have cargo space back here. You actually have a hidden compartment underneath for some more storage. Really gives you some pretty decent storage back here if you had all the seats occupied. Now, in most cases, we know that if you're driving a 3-row SUV, there's fairly seldom anybody actually in the 3rd row. And so most people just like to have these with the seats down. And of course, we have the power here to lower those seats, and they automatically fold down for you. So now we've got the 3rd row folded down, massive cubic foot volume here, available to load in large items. Really great if you're putting golf clubs and pull carts inside. Not a problem in this vehicle. Still room for the foursome to sit up front. And oh, by the way, if you're putting something even longer through, you do have the power flip down as well for the 2nd row seats. So you can move them lower, put something long through, you're not having to go up front to move things around. And the other thing that people don't often consider, this is an EV, and yes, it can actually do some towing. It is rated for 5,000 pounds of towing, properly equipped. We have to have the disclaimer. So really, it can do the whole job. Once again, you can close just by hitting the button there. Your hatch closes up. Once again, absolutely stunning rear end. And there is a rear wiper tucked up under here, Cadillac style. They've hidden it away, so it has that nice, clean exterior appearance. Let's take a look inside. So first of all, you notice the sheer gray interior with the mixed materials. We've got some wood trim. We've got some brushed aluminum, some stainless. It's the combination here in this vehicle is absolutely stunning. There's no other way to put it. And not to mention, like, when you see, touch, and feel everything, it feels good in your hands. Cadillac has spent an enormous amount of effort to make this feel, well, like a Cadillac. And so that's what we got. You'll notice that when I got in, of course, the memory seating comes to my driving position. I've had an opportunity to drive this vehicle, and it is amazing to drive. Inside here we have a 33-inch screen, which gives you, well, your traditional layouts, and you have choices whether you want full gauges or if you like something a little cleaner. Over in this section here, you do have your radio controls. It'll also be your navigation. And of course, you've got one of my favorite features. I've talked about it before with the scroll wheel and your quick touch buttons here to take you to the various places in the infotainment. Down below here, much like Escalade, we've got a command center. So down here, and it's fairly intuitive once again, where it comes up automatically with your HVAC controls, easy to operate. You can sync all the rows together if you choose, or the driver can do their own thing. The rear compartments can do their own thing, because yes, they have a very similar command center in the second row as well. Furthermore, things like your massaging seats, those controls all take place here. Let me just get this turned off here because now the fan's blowing at me. But inside here, this is where VISTIQ is really winning. The 23 speaker AKG sound system with Dolby Atmos, unbelievable. This has completely changed the way you listen to music. You'll notice that if you're streaming music, you're downloading music nowadays, you have that Atmos capability. This is the first vehicle that I actually really got to experience this sound system in, and it is spectacular. I invite you to come to the dealership to hear what this sounds like inside, because it's second to none as far as a factory system goes. The technology advancements that we have in here, Super Cruise is standard, including a 3-year subscription in the purchase price of the vehicle. It just goes on and on and on how Cadillac got this right down to the simple little things like moving the seat controls up onto the door here where you can see them. You're not trying to reach down blindly beside the seat to get things adjusted properly. 2 memory settings, of course, an exit setting, just wonderfully laid out. Up front here, we have 2 spots for charging your phones. Really nice, and they're actually lined with a rubber liner, so your phone's not going to slide around or rattle around in the car. It's down there, out of the way, so you don't have to deal with it. Console storage, everything you expect to find in a Cadillac, just stunning inside. What's even more amazing is what happens when you get into the back. I'll meet you back there. So here I am, once again, sitting behind myself because this seat was adjusted for me. I'm about 6 foot tall. Well, the truth is I'm probably 5'11.5" now because I'm shrinking. But this is second row. It is adjustable forward and back, so you can find more room if you need it or want it. And like I said, you've got a command center back here that once again controls the heating and air conditioning portion of the vehicle back here. And we have vents all over the place. We have vents in the A-pillars here, vents down here in the console. We have USB-C charging here, plus your traditional 110 outlet. Absolutely wide open dual pane sunroof that does open. And you'll notice that more of these AKG speakers are up here in the doors, up in the ceiling. They're everywhere. And once again, we're only in the middle row. Now let's see what happens to go to the back row. Now I could try to stumble through here, but I want to show you how you actually get into this vehicle. So I'm going to pop out for a quick second. And if you're getting into the third row, there's a new secret little button. It's actually located on the back of the seat here, and it just pops the whole thing forward. So here I am, I'm, like I said, about 6 foot. I can climb in and get in the third row, no problem. So here I am now sitting back here. And oh, by the way, I have yet my own sunroof back here to let a little light in so you don't feel like you're in the back of a cave having to do your own thing. And once again, Atmos speakers back here. It's unbelievable. HVAC controls, everything you need. You know, this is on a mid-size SUV 3-row, this is actually quite a reasonable third row. The thing I always hate about being in the third row of any vehicle is that you're trapped. You can't get out. Everybody in front of you gets out of the vehicle and they forget about you. Well, not in this one, because you have your button there, you push, the seat moves forward, and out you get. So this is the all-new 2026 Cadillac VISTIQ. You know, like I said, I've been driving this particular unit. It is terrific. This is one of our exposure units. Come on down, 386 Ontario Street in St. Catharines. Drive this. You won't believe what a 3-row Cadillac can feel like.